Hey guys, this is Matt with Titan Terrain Studio. Gonna do a little bit of a short update today. I did not get nearly as much done today as I wanted to. Unfortunately, my electricity went off in the middle of the night and didn't turn back on until I woke up way later than my alarm wanted me to. So, what I have done is I've done all the stonework for the buildings, and I've also done all of the groundwork. The groundwork did not turn out exactly how I wanted it though. You can see like a subtle touch of brown, but it's a little too subtle. I'm gonna wait and see how the rest of the project comes together before I decide to go back and do anything to that. Let's show you some of these over here. I think it will work, personally. I'm confident that once you get all the other details in, and you get the snow flocking and the ice flock in there, that brown tone will help show through quite nicely. Right now it's all just one gray monotone, so it kind of bleeds together to the eye. And as you can see, I picked out these structural reinforcement points on all the terrain pieces with a stippling effect to kind of lighten them and make them stand out from the rest of the building a little bit. I haven't done this one yet, though I have done the groundwork on it. So, you can see the groundwork's very dirty, very nasty. Well, not nasty yet, but it's getting there. So, pretty short update today. I'm going to start in tomorrow evening on the rest of it. One thing I'm going to do is I really like how these control panels, how the dry brushing affected them. So I'm probably just going to honestly dry brush these up to a metal capsule up here with some sort of gloss varnish for the window, possibly a blue, I'm thinking, and then a lot of like various color control buttons right there, and then probably call those done. The ground on these is pretty solid too. You can tell the difference with that a lot easier. I'm getting ready to do a test for our crackle medium. Like, I have to glue in some waterfall stuff here. I'm gonna get some plastic wrappers to do that. I'm gonna do that later, I believe. But these turned out really, really cool looking once I dry brushed them, because let me get a close-up of these penitent engines. They just look so cool. I just love how they just sort of meld into the rock all in one big, huge mass of horribleness. It's like, worship the Emperor or die, or suffer a worse fate than dying. So yeah, that's going to turn out really cool. The crackle effects is going to make this all filled with like cracked ice, which I'm going to then wash and dry brush a little bit. I did have a weird thing I discovered today when I was working on this one though. You can't tell now, but I had been experiencing a problem with my washes, and I thought it was just like the low pigment paint. Tell me if anyone's ever heard of this. But I was using a brown paint, and I created a brown wash just to kind of tint a ground on a project, and it came up with this really light tan. Let me see if I can find any of that. I'm not seeing anything. I think I covered most of it up. Yep, covered it up. But the thing is that when I was here, let me put the camera on me. But when I was doing the black washes on the ground today, I saw the same thing, and that made no sense to me, because it was like, it's black paint. How does like a white tan color get into a black wash? So I suspected that it's like minerals from the water from the tap or something. So I am going to be using bottled water for my washes to experiment and see if that is true. Because if that is true, then that'll have to be something I'll have to adjust in the future. But yeah, I really like how this is going to turn out. Like the tendrils, I'm going to pick those out. I'm going to probably use a combination of browns, yellows, greens, and purples for all the Nurgle effect on this, to give it a really rotten sort of pustule, bulbous look to it. Anyway, that is your update on the Nurgle project, and now I'm going to show you something different. So what I've got here is my new Infinity army that I've been painting up. Now the whole army is not done as present, but this is the the one that I did finish. This was a while back. It is my test model for the paint scheme. I kind of wanted to go for this whole Sith Lord kind of coloration with the blacks and the reds and, you know, the Star Wars evil empire look to it. So let me grab him and kind of tilt him up a little bit so you can get a little bit of a better view of him. Sorry for the shaky hand. But yeah, that is the paint scheme I'm going for. This is Toha. We're going to be putting up a lot of videos for this here in the near future. I think this is actually going to be the first game that we're doing bat reps for, only because there is a Infinity League that Blue Table Painting is going to be running, and I'm going to be taking part in it. So I'm going to be recording all of my learning of how to play this game. You got these really cool guys, like this guy's got a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher. I'll tell you what, those chains on those guys were such a pain in the butt to glue in. Oh, they were horrible. They broke in so many places. But thankfully I've learned a couple of tips and tricks since I've been here, and that made it a lot easier to go in and fix those. So yeah, these guys are going to look really cool once I get them done. Right now they're not so cool looking. She's kind of interesting. She's like a diplomat, I think, in the game. Yeah, it's used like in the Paradiso campaign setting on a mission. This guy's kind of cool. He's like running over a rock. They've got all sorts of cool stuff. They've got this new figure out that I really want to get. It's like this huge dude in a suit that looks just like that guy, except bigger and more muscular. And he's like comparatively like that big, I think. So anyway, there's my Infinity Army. I'm going to learn to play it. Right now I've got no clue what most of this stuff does, but hopefully within a month or two I'll actually know what I'm doing. So as always, thanks for watching our studio updates, and make sure to stay tuned for more content. Take care.